Hello students, welcome to a new lecture of image analysis and machine learning. In the last lecture we have studied about transistor nanomechanics, and in today's video we're going to apply that particular concept with the new one using image analysis. In this video we're going to basically understand what is image, how image is defined, what are the different parameters of image, how image is made, and what are pixels, what are the concepts of color scale. And by applying the transistor nanomechanics, we will understand finally how image generation model works, how image generation model extract pixels from the images and make their input layer. We are going to understand how exactly input layer is made in the image generation AI model. So, firstly, let's just understand the term image. See, I'm not talking about the image which is being obtained by a screen using concave mirror, convex mirror, right? I'm not talking about that image. That is the physics thing. Well, actually, it's not particularly an image. See, when you take an image on a screen of some object, right? So, if you change the position of that object in real time, the screen will also move, right? That's a basic thing. So, suppose if I project my palm using a concave mirror upon a screen, and if I move my fingers, the same movement will be noticed on the screen, right? So that's not particularly an image. It's a video kind of representation, right? What I'm talking about is digital image. See, the photos we capture from our camera, the graphics, the different pictures we made, like we use AI image generation models for making new imaginary pictures by our prompts. So basically, we're talking about digital image. See, digital image is only possible because of devices. Devices, because devices have ability to store. See, the definition of image explains everything here. The definition of image goes like it is a single frame of video. I know like many of you won't understand this, but yeah, this term is pretty simple, but like it's very not intuitive at the first sight. So if we have a video, suppose, so video have many pictures. The video definition itself is called the collection of images, right? So video is a collection of images, and there comes the concept of FPS, right? Frame per second. So actually, when you record a video, you record a video at a particular FPS frame count, like how many photos is being captured by your camera per second to record the particular video. So you may are familiar with 30 FPS video recording, 60 FPS video recording, right? So what 60 FPS video recording means that your camera is actually capturing 60 videos, 60 photos per second. And yeah, those photos, because like if you're moving your camera from here to there are certain amount of pictures captured at particular second to form a moving video, right? In video, objects are moving, even the camera is changing its position, right? But in image it is static. Image is an static information, right? What image actually explains in a video that if somehow imagine, we'll take the older example where we have projected our hand using a concave mirror onto a screen, and suppose we have monitored my hand movement for 10 seconds, suppose. Now if I ask that without using any devices, please tell me or please show me what was my hand animation at 7.576 seconds. This question is literally terrifying. Without mobile phone, without computer, we cannot imagine that we can find that particular data. Right? It's an instantaneous thing. Like during the 10 seconds of monitoring, I have to find out what am I doing at the 7.567 seconds. Right? So image is basically a single frame extracted out of a video. Right. It does not mean that your phone is always recording video, and when you capture the picture, it does extract the one particular frame on which you click the click button, capture button, and the rest video is being deleted. No, that's not happening. The camera itself is moving, like your eye is moving, right? But your eye does not stores. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have studied storages and transistor nanomechanics, because storages are pretty important aspect in this particular concept, right? So whatever we're seeing, we cannot store that. But yeah, whatever computer or mobile phones can see, they can store. So yeah, image is defined as the single frame of a video, right? So I think now we have a better understanding of images. So I think we can move on to the formation of images, like how images are formed. So let me first take an image and we'll talk about resolution of an image. See, we came across to words like 4K images, 4K images, 2K images, 18K images, right? But what explains the 4K images and 2K images? Like what 4K and 2K means? Well, if you see a full HD image, the pixel dimension is 1920 into 1080p. This P denotes pixels. This is the width into height, right? So this particularly means that there are 1920 pixels in the length area of the image. Suppose if this picture was said to be a full HD image, then there must be 1920 pixels in this horizontal range, and there are 1080 pixels in the vertical range, right, from both of the sides, right? And I'm not taking that much bigger picture because yeah, I cannot draw it in my entire board. So I'm just taking a digital image. This is a digital image of 2 by 2 pixel. This is resolution of our today's conceptual image, right? So I think you're familiar with word pixels, right? So we're gonna understand what actually pixel is and like how pixels are made further. So first of all, you just understand pixel mapping. This is a concept, and it says that the whatever the pixel grid of an image looks like, just put an O of the very left bottom corner of the pixel, and then make a graph of it. So 1 and 2. Why we do this? As the concept name is pixel mapping, we can now locate any of these pixels. Suppose we just name it first, just to understand. We're naming it A B C D. Suppose we have to locate pixel B. So pixel B location will be, as according to the coordinates, the coordinates will be 2 comma 2 for pixel B. This concept was introduced because we cannot name pixels in the form of A B C D. Yeah, that's for example. Just forget this. Like we don't use names for every pixel because there are so many pixels in digital image. This is just for example the 2 by 2 resolution picture. In real life, your picture count maybe varies from 720 pixels to 4K pixels. So yeah, so you cannot name 4000 pixels. So you use coordinate systems to identify the location of every pixels. Right. What these pixels do in images particularly, basically, pixel have their intensity, which is denoted by I, and the location and the pixel we are talking about. So if we are talking about the pixel B, then we're gonna write the coordinates of pixel B, that is 2 comma 2. This is pixel B intensity, color intensity, which is also known as color intensity of pixel B. That is, if I say it has a numerical value, because we're gonna understand what I'm writing, we're gonna understand it. So firstly I'm writing it, I'm just making structures and then I'm gonna fill it, right, with the concepts. Suppose 255, 255, 1, right? So this is the pixel intensity, this is its value. What it does, basically it appears like in color, and as we know that our images consist of billions of colors, right? So those billions of colors come from these small pixels. Like every pixel is arranged according to our optical information which is being captured by the camera, right? So this appears like a yellow color, but we are not we don't need that yellow color for now. We're just understanding how the pixels and subpixels are made. So I hope that you now understand what is a digital image and how it is made up of pixels, what pixel is important, like why a pixel is important, what the role is played by a pixel. Now we will understand the next thing, which is how pixels are made, and we will introduce a new component that is subpixels. Okay, so I've drawn a quite interesting and easy diagram for you to understand subpixels. So this is pixel B. So we are not going to write the name, as we now understand the pixel is identified by its coordinates. So we're going to write the coordinate of pixel B. Okay, now we know that pixel has three colors. Those are primary colors, and those primary colors are known as subpixels. Yeah, the pixels are divided into three subpixels: red, green, and blue. And the intensity of red, green, and blue decides the intensity of pixel. So this is formulated as I2, 2 is equals to IR, a color intensity. It means color intensity of red plus color intensity of green plus color intensity of blue. Right. And as we know, the color intensity of red, green, blue will be represented between 0 to 255 because it's the maximum color scale value. Like every color is represented between these color parameters. So yeah. So suppose we had 255 value, we have the value color intensity of 255, 255 and 1. So that was 255 was red because red is written first, and the green was written second, and the blue was written at the third turn, right? So now as you can see, the red subpixel color intensity is 255, the green subpixel intensity is 255, the blue subpixel intensity is 1. So the final intensity, which is the this is the pixel intensity of 2 comma 2 is 255, 255 comma 1. And for optical information, it is yellow in color, right? So I hope you now understand how subpixels are responsible for the appearance of pixels, how their pixel intensities, how their color intensities decides what is the color intensity of the pixel itself. We have learned that pixel is not denoted by its name, it is denoted by its coordinates, and always we use this coordinates in the formula. I know you may be wondering about videos, right? But videos is like more much complex thing, right? So we will discuss that about in another lecture. Because like if we talk about videos in the same lecture, this lecture will be like a movie. So yeah, I don't want that. So just learn about images and the models. We will learn about videos in some further lectures, right? Now we will be understanding about the image generation model, the basic image generation model input layer structure upon this concept. So before we start image generation models, we just first understand how the image is being stored in the computer, right? So as we know, the image is made up of pixels. So we'll take our older version of example, that is a digital image of 2 by 2 pixels. So this is an image, 2 pixel here and 2 pixel here. Now suppose the color intensity of pixel 1 comma 2. So there must be a pixel intensity of this, the first pixel, the second pixel color intensity 2, plus the third pixel color intensity, the 1 comma 1, plus the third one, that is 2 comma 1, right? So this particular color intensity has its own numerical value, and that numerical value is converted into binary value. We have understand that in the transistor nanomechanics video, right? So suppose collectively the binary total binary calculation results as somewhat, right, somewhat binary values. These binary values will be further arranged using transistors, because obviously whatever the digit count is, the transistors are allotted according to the bits, the digit counts of the binary values of this 4 pixel color intensities, right? So now we will understand basic function of the image generation model's input layer, the structure. So I have taken this diagram, right? So now this is a 2 by 2 resolution, 2 pixel resolution. I'm writing this always because it's important. This is an input, and this is a blurred 3 image. Like, it is blurred because there are less pixel counts, and due to less pixel counts there's less detail in this picture. And this is an image, so we are taking input as an image. Now, as we know that it has 4 pixels in total, like when computer storages were allowed to store this image, they used 4 color intensities of pixel, right? So I'm also using that. Not I'm also using that. The AI will also, the training model we create 4 different input layer cells, and they're named upon the pixels. They're named A first because, like, obviously it's an input layer, so it is denoted by A with the pixel location. So A 1 comma 2, it's 2 comma 2, and this is 2 comma 1. So we have finally named our input layer cells. Now we need to input the data. So data will be the color intensity of pixels. So color intensity and the location of pixels. So 1 comma 2, intensity of 2 comma 2, color intensity of 1 comma 1. This is the pixel location. We're talking about the pixel. So if we're saying 1 comma 1, so this is talking about this pixel, right? And the color intensity of this pixel, that is 2 comma 1. Now I don't need to talk further about this. Like, this was the basic information that I've stored, that I have discussed, that what will be in the input layer. If you want to study like what will further happen, so you can check out my neural network video. But for now I will explain briefly that, yeah, the next function is to carry the inputs, the pixel counts. Like, this edge information will be carried to the hidden layers, and in the hidden layer there are informations, like there are information already present in the form of edge information. So there will be the overlapping function start working. The edge information will be overlapped upon the hidden layer edge information, which was stored during the training period of the model, right? And then on the basis of pixel intensity match, what I'm talking about is, suppose the pixel intensity of this image is 255, pixel 1 is 255 comma 255 comma 1, right? It is being overlapped by a hidden layer cell, and in that image information there is 200, 150, and 3, right? Well, this is not much appropriate to talk about, because like there are bias. So like it is depending upon bias, like how many percentage of match is required to activate the cell and lit up the cell, the starting of activation function. So yeah, there's a bias, but suppose if there's a bias of 60%, so this will be activated because there's 55 unmatched part intensity, there is 105 as part, and this is in the negative. So like, this only one part is matched, right? Only one part is matched, so two part is remain untouched. So yeah, based upon the bias, if the bias goes more than the 60% match, then the cell will not lit up. If the bias comes under the 60%, the cell will lit up. The activation function send this particular pixels edge information further for the output prediction, and that's how everything's gonna work. And like, if you want to know more about what will happen after the input layer, you can check out my neural network video. If you have already, then I think this particular concept may have built your total understanding upon image analysis in machine learning, like how image is formed, how image is being stored, how these datas are being put into the cells. I hope that you understand every single word here by using the older concepts and the newer ones. So make sure to check out my new live video. You can also check out my HDR and SDR screens, because like from there you will be getting the newer concepts and the better concepts of pixel intensities and pixels. I've talked more about images and pixels there, so you can also check out that for better conceptual learning. And yeah, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning. Jai Hind.